Hey everyone, I've got a Vanguard video for today, and this is going to be on the new Bavsargra from set 7. Now I know set 8 just came out, got a little bit behind on these again. I know I said I was, in the previous video, I was going to do Aksayya, but I changed my mind. She has a card in set 8, so once I do have that, I will cover her then. So I decided to skip past her for set 7 since, well, that video will be pointless by now. So I will now go right to the new Bavsargra, who doesn't have any support in 8, so I might as well still cover her now. So yeah, this is the long-awaited upgrade for Bavsargra. This is Sealed Blaze of Arbitration Bavsargra Aksayya. So, yeah, this is probably the biggest deck out of set 7 and is currently the top deck right now, which is pretty good. So, let's get right into it. So, for Bavsargra's ride line, it is locked to her specifically, so keep that in mind. We have the new upgraded form for her starter. These names are pretty difficult, so I'm not even going to attempt to go over them. So here's her grade 0. This is the grade 1. Its effect is when this unit is placed from riding on the grade 0, you can Soul Blast 1, reveal Bavsargra from the ride deck, perform one of the following, and then shuffle the deck. But if you went second, you can perform all of the following instead of one of them. Search your deck for up to one Sealed Blaze Sword, and the other effect, Sealed Blaze Shield. So you can add one of those to your hand, and you pick one of them. But if you went second, you get to pick both, which is nice. And it does have a rearguard effect, but this is your only copy, and it's never going to be on the field. But possibly it might. Who knows? Because you can revive grade 1s with Bavsargra and all that, and once this is in the drop, it is possible to revive it back. But chances are you probably won't revive it, as there's other stuff you can revive. The grade 2, this has the effect when this is ruled upon by the new Bavsargra. You can Counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 2 arms cards with different names, and then discard them, and then shuffle the deck. And then choose one arms card from your drop and arm it to your Vanguard. Since we haven't covered Bavsargra in a while, I might as well go over all of the armed cards that are in this version of the deck. We got 2 copies of her new sword. To play this, you can Counterblast 1. When this is armed, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets the effect of your front row units get 5,000 power until the end of turn, and then it also has another effect. When the unit armed with this card attacks a grade 3 or greater grade 3 or greater unit, you may have that armed unit get drive +1 until the end of that battle. And then if you do, at the end of the turn, you send this card to the drop. So, very simple. We have the new shield. You play this by Counterblasting 1, and then when this is armed, you draw a card, so it replaces itself in the hand, which is nice. When this unit is armed, or when the unit armed with this card is attacked, until the end of that battle, the armed unit gets 10,000 power, or you can Soul Blast 1, and it gets 2,000 instead of the 1,000, which is pretty strong. So, yeah, and the only of the old armed cards that we're using is the Sealed Blaze Hammer. You can arm this one for free, actually, and it has the effect, when this is armed, choose one of your opponent's back row rear guards, retire it, and then choose one of your Vanguards that gets 10,000 power until the end of turn. And then at the end of your turn, put this card into the drop, choose a card with right deity arms ability and a different card from this card from your drop, and put it into the hand, so it can replace itself with the sword. This card did cause a bit of problems in the big tournaments I saw, because, well, someone cheated with it and retired one of the front row rear guards with its first effect. So keep that in mind. You can only retire the back row rear guards. And that is it for all the arms cards in this version of the deck. Now that we have gone through those, let's go on to Bavsargra herself. Her first effect is that she counts as the original Bavsargra because a lot of the cards need it to be the original, so they put in that extra effect where she counts as the old one. Her other effect is you can put a card from hand into the soul, choose an arms card from your drop, and arm it to this unit. So you no longer have to use your arms cards as your orders for the turn. And you also, when you equip them this way, you do not pay the cost of Counterblast 1, which is nice. And then if this unit is armed with 2 or more cards, you can Soul Blast 2, retire all of your opponent's front row rear guards, and then this unit also gets a critical until the end of turn. But if you did not retire any cards, you can draw 1 instead. And then when this unit is armed, you can energy charge 1, choose up to 1 grade 3 or less card from your drop, call it to a rear guard circle. Then if you chose a card, with Veilord or Vilord in its card name, you may overdress it onto one of your trick stars on your rear guard instead of calling it. We might as well go into Trickstar and Veilord now, as it mentioned it. So first off, let's go over, not Trickstar, Trick Moon, I'm sorry. The bad Trickstar, basically. He is actually the main star of your deck here. When this unit is placed in the back row center rearguard circle from the drop, you can countercharge 1, and then his signature ability, Dress Boost. When this unit boosts, the boosted unit gets an extra 10,000 power until the end of turn for each card your Sealed Blazemate in Bavsargra is armed with. So that's why it was important that she counts as the original. So yeah, despite him being a grade 0 with only 5,000 power, he can boost for a maximum of 25,000, which is amazing. Let's now go over Veilord, who is his upgraded form. This is an overdress form for Trick Moon. Again, he overdresses on Trick Moon. This unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. That's his first effect. When this unit is placed on rearguard by the overdress ability, Counterblast 1. Choose up to a total of 2 arms cards from your hand or drop. Arm one of them to your Vanguard and put the other into Soul. And then he also has the Dress Boost ability. When this unit boosts in the overdress state, all of your front row units get an extra 5,000 power until the end of turn for each card your Vanguard is armed with. So that is also very strong. Now that we have all of that out of the way, let's go over the rest of the deck. Of course, we have 3 more copies of Bavsargra in the main. There's all the arms. We have this card, which is her best front row rear guard. When this unit is placed on a rearguard circle from hand, if you have a Vanguard with Sealed Blaze in its card name, you can Energy Blast 3, discard an arms card from your hand, draw 2 cards, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets 5,000 power until the end of turn. And then it also has the other effect, which is the best one, and something Bavsargra desperately needed. And the effect is, at the end of the battle that your Vanguard with Bavsargra's card name attacked, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, Counterblast 1, restand it. This was what we needed. The other rearguard is this one. Here we go. Its effect is, when this unit is placed on a rearguard circle from hand, if you have a Vanguard with Sealed Blaze in its card name, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card with the overdress ability with the overdress ability or dress boost ability, or up to one arms card from one of them. Discard it and then shuffle the deck. And then it also has an effect from drop. When your Vanguard is armed, you can Energy Blast 3, call this card to a rearguard circle, and it gets 5,000 power until the end of turn, so it can bring itself back, which is nice. We have 2 copies of this card. When this unit is placed on a rearguard circle, you can Soul Blast 1, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with the dress boost ability and up to 1 arms card from one of them. Reveal them, choose up to 1 card from among the revealed cards, put it into your hand, and then discard the remaining cards. And then when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, if your Vanguard has 2 or more arms cards, it gets 10,000 power until the end of turn. That is it for the grade 2s. We have her promo. We want to run 4, but I unfortunately only run 3, so we would drop 1 of this guy. So we'll just pretend he is the 4th copy here for the sake of this video. This is Cindy. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Nirvana or Bavsargra in its card name, you can put this unit into Soul. Choose an arms card from your drop or a card with the crossover dress or overdress ability from your drop and put into hand. And then from the drop, it also has another effect. When a unit with Trickstar or Trick Moon in its card name is placed on a rearguard circle by your grade 3 or greater Vanguard's ability, other than during the battle phase, if you do not have a rearguard with the same name as this card, you may call this card to rearguard circle. So she is great, and thankfully she's getting reprinted, so I can get the last copy that I need. Of course, then we have the Vide Lords. 4 PGs. Of course, you drop 1 for Elementaria Sanctitude. The Trick Moons. 4 of the effect crits. My effect crits are in Varga, so we'll just treat these as the effect ones. 3 non-effect crits. 4 of the effect fronts. Of course, 4 heals. And the Dragon Empire Overtrigger. Now in Japan, Bavsargra was just restricted from using the Dragon Empire Overtrigger, so you will replace it with probably one of the generic ones, probably the blue one. But for now in English, Dragveda is still legal. So keep that in mind when you build for English. And of course, be ready for when that ban hits. Or well, not a ban, a restriction. Vanguard does things differently. And that is it for the new Bavsargra. I hope you enjoyed this video.